The district map just got leaked in Apex Legends, and today we're going to go over everything about it, including the POIs, lore, and much more. Before we hop in, consider dropping a like and subscribing, as it really does help me out, and basically 95% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you want to stay updated on all things Apex, this is the spot to be. Earlier today, Oz leaked a bunch of photos on the Apex Uncovered subreddit, which is a subreddit that covers specifically Apex leaks, and this is quite the bombshell. This map isn't ready yet, and it's coming out in Season 22, not to be mistaken with Season 21 coming out in a little less than 2 weeks. So the first picture here, which you saw at the beginning of the video, is a complete overview of the entire map, and it is supposedly supposed to be in between the size of Olympus and World's Edge. It's going to be an urban type map with a lot of close quarters, city, and the colors are absolutely beautiful. The first POI that we have is called Blossom Drive, and I can already tell this is going to be a huge hot drop location. This POI has lots of waterfalls, cherry blossoms, and lots of bright colors. I just love this place looking at it right now. These taller buildings, I also wonder if we're going to be able to get a building with more than, I don't know, 3 floors in Apex. These buildings have like 6. I doubt we can even go that high. Here's another angle of Blossom Drive, and it appears that some of these buildings have a lot of verticality, a lot of zip lines, I imagine, lots of floors. I hope that remains to be the case when we actually drop into the map. If we go back to the first image, it appears Blossom Drive is in the bottom left portion of the map. The next POI we have is called City Hall, and it says Suotamo City Hall. Suotamo is one of the largest cities in the Outlands, and it's known for its resemblance to Angel City from the Titanfall universe. And like I said earlier, this is where Crypto grew up. We can see in his launch trailer of him running around this city with the cherry blossoms, and it's all coming full circle. But yet again, the POI itself looks massive. I wonder how tall this building actually is, if it's going to be similar to something like Bonsai Plaza, where there's going to be a floor we can play on the ground, and there's going to be an upper level with a zip line. I kind of want a building in Apex with multiple floors, but at the same time, the audio in this game makes that almost impossible, so maybe we don't do that. The City Hall POI is right next to Blossom Drive. The next up is the Viaduct Arcade, which is this really lit up ship that looks super interesting. Not much to say about this POI other than it's a giant ship that is repurposed to, well, be an arcade, obviously. You can see this boat on the right side of the map. One of the ones we don't know much about is Electro Damn, and it looks like there's a lot of verticality here, as well as stuff on the middle floors and even the bottom. The Electro Damn POI can be seen in the top left of the map. This next POI is called the Energy Bank. I bet this is what Watson had to fix to get this place back up and running. The Electro Bank POI sits dead center in the district map. The Hillside POI looks like one of my favorites just from staring at it right now. It has a center building with lots of verticality, as well as these other, it looks like 2-story buildings to the right and to the left. I know they're longer and bigger buildings, but I guarantee they're only 2 stories. Has some nice statues, some waterfalls, and a nice big old balloon to jump out of. Hillside looks to be sitting just north of the Energy Bank. This one's called Humbert Labs, and it looks like this is kind of like hydroponics from Olympus mixed with caustic treatment. It looks to be some kind of accident happened here at this laboratory, as the top of that building is just gone and got repurposed into a jump tower. But I mean, this pretty much screams hydroponics to me, especially these cylinder-like buildings with the bottom having stairs. There's a lot going on here, and it's right on the edge of the map on the right side. This POI looks kind of small and reminds me of Slum Lakes because it's actually called Fan Slums. There's not a whole lot to say about this POI other than the fact that it sits sort of center of the map right next to the Electro Bank. This bad boy is called Resort, and this is the one I'm actually super intrigued about because how many floors is this building gonna have? This thing looks enormous. If you look at the building to the left, it looks to have about 6 to 7 floors, so this thing has to have at least, what, 12 to 20? I'm hoping we get a hotel map vibe from Black Ops 1, and it looks like the Resort POI sits on the far left of the map on District. This one's called Stadium, and there's really not a lot to talk about here other than the fact it's a stadium and there's a blimp attached to it. Not sure if we're gonna be able to go up on that thing. This looks to be my favorite POI, and it's called Street Market. It looks to be extremely close quarters, only 2 levels, and it seems to be a circular type rotunda deal where you can kind of circle around the entire market to get back to where you started. I can only imagine the Caustic, Ramparts, and all the other defensive legends loving this area. I love this area because I love shotguns and Mad Maggie, and I'm not a coward, so I'll probably be running at you. The Street Market POI is on the bottom right of the district map. So we actually don't know the name of this one at the moment, but it has this giant arch going around the entire POI, a couple buildings, one saying Game Station, and just an overall nice little POI that I think I'll probably land at once I realize the hot drops are too hot for me. This POI is right next to the Resort POI on the bottom left of the map. This little guy is called the Viaduct. This looks like a pretty small POI with actually lots of verticality, so I'm interested to see how this plays out. It looks like there's 2 to 3 floors and it's some kind of bridge to me. It says highway, so I mean, it's got to be a bridge of some kind, right? If you look on the map, you can actually see it's pretty small as it sits between the Street Market POI as well as right next to that arcade boat. Now, there are a couple POIs we still don't have full pictures of or details. If you look north of the City Hall, you can actually see this kind of building with 4 flowers on it. It kind of reminds me of Bonsai Plaza from Olympus, but maybe I'm crazy. Another one we don't know much about is the one north of the boat arcade as well as to the right of the Humbert Labs POI. This little area, I'm not sure it's going to be something, but I think it's big enough to be a little POI, so we'll see what that is in the future. But that is all the POIs and everything we know about the district map so far. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I wish this map was coming earlier, but if you got this far into the video, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good evening, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching. Thank you so much. My name's Griff, and I'm out.